So spring break just recently passed, and I feel like something that's reoccurring for me anytime I have any kind of break, whether it's spring break or Christmas break, is I always have all these plans. I always tell myself I'm gonna be so productive, I'm gonna get so many things done, and then it passes by in 2 seconds, and then I look back on it and I'm like, I did nothing that I wanted to do. Spring break, I did get some stuff done that I want to. Like I finally got my tattoo done, I got my nails done. I finally went to puppy yoga with my friend, which we've been talking about doing literally since Christmas break. So if that doesn't show that I never do anything that I want to. But other than that, like I didn't really do anything. I worked a couple times. I did a little bit of school. I feel like I didn't really do anything. I was talking about this with someone, but I feel like spring break should be 2 weeks. My friend who's still in high school, I've known her like my entire life. We're basically cousins. I call her parents aunt and uncle. She's one of my best friends. Anyway, she's still in high school and she goes to a private high school. So she has 2 weeks of spring break. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, that would be perfect because for the first week, you can relax. I was talking about it with someone and I was like, I feel like I just relaxed and I didn't do anything. And she was like, well, yeah, isn't that the point? The point is to relax. And I was like, yeah, but it would be great if I had the first week to relax and not do anything, and the second week to do stuff with people, be productive, get schoolwork done. I feel like 2 weeks would be perfect. 1 week is just not enough. I feel like I always overcompensate how long a week really is. Anyway, so the reason I'm bringing this up is one of the things that I want to do for spring break that I did indeed not do is clean out my closet. I feel like every few months, like its routine is I do kind of a closet reorganization, a closet deep clean because it just tends to get messy because I have a lot of stuff. And I feel like sometimes I avoid the closet deep clean because I will sometimes get so motivated. So I'll dive into like a big cleaning project, and then halfway through, motivation to declutter wears off, and then I'm just overwhelmed and I'm sitting in my room. There's piles of stuff and I don't know what to do. Anyway, so even though I didn't do that, I was thinking about some of the stuff that I might find in there. So for today's episode, I pulled out my hefty folder, which contains a bunch of stuff that I wrote as a kid. I loved writing stories when I was younger, and I feel like I used to be such a creative kid. Like, I will say, I think I still am creative now, but it's obviously in different ways. I used to write stories, I used to make my own board games. I went through a phase where I made my own board games. So, for an episode, I wanted to literally go through these and read them because they're so funny. I will say if you're listening to the audio version, it's going to be a lot more entertaining if you hop over to the YouTube version because there's obviously going to be visual elements. I kind of know what I'm going to find, but I also don't really know. Also, please pray for me that I'm not getting sick. My throat is scratchy. It's been scratchy since last night. This is always how my colds start. It always starts with a scratchy throat. I had that moment where I drank water and it didn't help, and I was like, oh, I think I'm screwed. Hopefully my voice isn't weird or anything like that. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, let's see. What do I have in here? Oh, at the top, we have the chapter book, the mini chapter book that I wrote. I got this idea of this brother and sister that are kind of like detectives, you know? I called it the mystery hunters. Oh my gosh, this one was based off of a real story of something that happened to my sister. Guys, these visual elements are going to be so funny because I have never been an artist. Like, I am not good at drawing. But obviously, when I was writing the stories, I wanted there to be some kind of illustration. So basically, I don't remember the context, but when I was younger, my mom told me about this video that she saw about a boy finding out that he was born on his birthday when he's like young because they didn't understand the concept of birthdays basically. And I wrote a whole story about it. Like, actually, what was I doing? This one is called The Cookie Caper. It's about a witch who kind of like hogs cookies. This one, I have a lot. This one, oh, the twins. Oh, I remember this one. The twins' Christmas adventure. This one is so long. And then I made a comic book called The Adventures of Mr. Yarn. It's a cat, and he like visits a bunch of famous constructions or famous buildings, sites. I don't really know. This one, oh, this one, it was my first time typing a story on the computer, and I did not know how it works. So the font just like changes throughout the story. Sorry, I hope the paper crinkling isn't like loud in the mic, but that's this one. And then, oh, this is like just a poem that I wrote in sixth grade. Okay, which one should I start with? I kind of want to start with the Don't Cry About Cookies one because this one is really funny. I remember this one really well. Okay, so it's called Don't Cry About Cookies. So this is based off of something that happened to my younger sister Emerson, who has actually been on the podcast before. One day, Emerson looked in her snack container. "Where is my cookie?" she said. She looked up and looked around the house. "Where is my cookie?" she said again. Then she saw her dad. She said, "Daddy, do you know where my cookie is?" The illustrations are taking me out. What is going on? Her father answered, well, Emerson, I, ate your cookie. Emerson started getting tears in her eyes. "But Daddy, why did you eat it?" she whined. "I'm sorry," said her dad. "I thought you weren't going to eat it." Emerson started to cry. Her dad spoke up. "Whoa, hold it right there. You were not supposed to cry about cookies." This photo, he's like confused and she's like crying, like mad at him. This is so funny. Emerson started to cry even louder. "Wait 1 second," said her dad. "We have other cookies, and there are so many other things to cry about." "Like what?" mumbled Emerson. "Well, if you scrape your knee, you can cry." And then I'm drawing like little like thought clouds. And if somebody steals your teddy bear, you can cry, but don't cry about cookies. This is so mean. There's a little boy stealing her teddy bear. Said Emerson, wiping her tears. "Oh, I have one. If somebody shaves off my hair, I can cry. And if somebody bites your finger, you can cry," added her father. What is happening? Literally all of her hair is gone. And this is the person biting the finger. "But don't cry about cookies," said her dad louder this time. This is really funny. "If a raccoon bites off my toe or a panda scratches my arm, I can cry." This is so violent. Why does the panda look like that? "But don't cry about cookies," they both shouted. Oh, she looks. I was trying to make it dramatic. Like, she's just crying. And that's all that's on the page. I think now I know what to and not cry about. "And can I have my cookie now?" asked Emerson to her dad. Oh, now she's just fine all of a sudden. "Oh, and they don't have eyebrows anymore. Her eyebrows are gone." "Yeah, okay. Of course, right. Of course, like, naturally." "Sure," said her dad. "And by the way," he whispered, "you can have two. Oh, and one for me too." Emerson got the box and got herself two cookies. She also got one for her dad without crying. The end. Wow. She's handing him a cookie at the end. What makes this funny is this was a real story. Like, this is something that actually happened where my younger sister basically brought a couple of cookies in a container to school, and she came back home with the cookies were still in the container because she hadn't eaten them. And my dad took them out of the container and ate them, and then she started crying and getting upset about it. And he was like, "Wait, like, we have other cookies." And he started naming a bunch of reasons why someone could cry, but how she shouldn't cry about the cookies. Okay, what should we do next? I kind of want to do the boy who already was born on his birthday. Okay, so this is the cover. And then on the back, it says, "Read this book of 23 pages and you will learn if you don't know anything about birthdays. Enjoy the book." Oh my goodness. 23 pages. Okay. Oh, the lighting is really good right now. What just happened? The lighting's like off because I have my curtain open for lighting, so it's changing. Okay. So right off the bat, I have a page introducing the characters, but they all look the same. Look at the three guys. They all look the exact same. This is really funny. Oh, of course, naturally, the two strands of hair for the girls, obviously. Oh my gosh. Okay, characters. We have Mom, Dad, Justin, Max, Bella, Miss Rudolph, and Sarah. Actually, I think the Miss Rudolph was based off my brother who had a teacher named Miss Rudolph because I didn't know what else to call the teacher. So I was like, oh, I'll just call her Miss Rudolph. "Hi, in this story, I'm going to learn that I was born on my birthday. My dad and mom said that I should already know that because I'm almost 5 years old. See you later." Oh, this is the boy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. One day there was a boy named Justin, and the spelling is so bad, and it was his birthday, and he was going to be 5 years old. He woke up at 7. That is when Justin's dad gets ready for work. Then he went to get his cereal. While he got his cereal, he asked what his mom was doing. She said, I'm making a list of what you want for your birthday dinner and dessert. Justin said, What's my birthday? Sweetie, you should already know that. Really? I should know that? Yes, you should. I started using quotation marks and I just like gave up on them halfway through. Anyways, we love an inconsistent girl. Okay. Anyway, just eat your cereal and I will ask Dad to tell you what your birthday is later when he gets home. Okay? Okay, said Justin. The drawings are low-key horrifying. Okay. It was 10 o'clock, so Mom was going to leave for work and Dad got home. What kind of shifts are these? These are like random shifts. He's leaving at 7, coming back at 10, then the mom leaves to go to work at 10 o'clock. Anyways, when Mom remembered to tell Dad to talk to Justin what's a birthday, and then she said that this makes no sense. I wrote this when I was like 7. And Mom gave a kiss to Justin and she gave a kiss to Dad. Then she went to work. Then Dad took, oh, I wrote took TOKE. Of course, yeah. Took his stuff off and he went to the table with Justin to tell him what a birthday is. So I heard that you're still no quotation marks, by the way. So I heard that your mother told me to tell you what a birthday is, right? Yes. Well, now I'm going to tell you. Girl, just tell him. Why are you announcing that you're about to tell him? You know that in the word birthday, at the beginning of the word, there's the word birth in it? Yes. Do you know what birth means? No. Birth means when you were born. Really? Yes. Well, that's why they say birth, because it's the day that you were born on. The day you were born. That's why they say that. So you were born on your birthday. What? Hmm. It says what on the page, but I'm actually saying what because what is even going on right now? Okay. It was 12 o'clock, and that is when Mom gets home from work. Then Dad started to make lunch. I wrote lunch LUNSH. And Mom made her salad. When Justin started to eat lunch, Mom asked him what he wanted for his birthday dinner and dessert. He said, I want fish, rice, and broccoli. hmm So then she wrote that on the list. Then he said what he wanted for his dessert. He said cookies and chocolate cake. And he wants to write happy birthday Justin on it. Oh, he wants happy birthday Justin written on the cake. Okay, got you, got you. I'm glad these pages are numbered because I'm lost. It was 3 o'clock, so Mom went to buy Justin's birthday dinner. While Mom was at the store, Justin was reading his book of Junie B. Jones Has a Monster Under Her Bed because he was excited for his birthday dinner and dessert, so at least he had something to do. Oh, he's like posing. Like he's like posing while reading his book. Oh yeah. What is with that? But while he was reading, he was thinking of what Dad said before lunch. Then Mom got home. Justin started to run and yelled, Mommy, Mommy, I was born on my birthday. Oh my, said Mom. Mom put down her bags and said, Ryan, do you say what it means? No. Well, that's why he runned. Oh, he runned. He runned out of his room. That's why he runned out of his room like that. Really? Yep. And you know that you said not funny, Justin. What? Oh, you know how you said not funny, Justin, when he started to scream? Yes. Well, it's more like not funny, Ryan. Oh, she's clocking him. She's pissed. She's mad at him. And it has nothing to do with Justin's fault because you weren't telling him properly. Go to your room and keep reading. Oh, I thought she was telling the husband to go to his room. Go to your room and keep reading, Justin. I'll call you when dinner is ready, she said nicely. And you, Ryan, I want you to tell Justin what it means at the dinner table later, okay? Okay, said Ryan. Why is she like, she's like wagging his finger, like telling him what to do. It's not like why she got pissed at him. Anyways, like it's not that serious. Then Justin kept on reading his book, and he read for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes on until it was dinner time. And when he came to the chicken, oh kitchen, because I added a C before kitchen. Don't know why I did that. To the kitchen, his parents yelled, "Happy birthday, Justin!" Justin asked, But how is dinner ready and the birthday party and there's only two of you? Well, I made dinner and Daddy made the birthday party. Alone? Yep. Now come enjoy your birthday dinner, Justin. Okay. Okay, so I'm adding like little dialogue. We have the fish and the broccoli and the rice. I can't believe a 5-year-old asked for fish, broccoli, and rice for dinner. He could have asked for literally anything. It's really funny to me. And it was dessert time, so everyone cleared the table and they put all the dirty plates in the dishwasher and they put the dessert plates and napkins out and yeah, they scented Dad and Justin at the table, and Mom brought the birthday cake and the cookies. Wow, holy run on sentence. And they started to sing happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Why did I write out the lyrics to happy birthday? Why couldn't I have just said they sang happy birthday? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Justin, happy birthday to you. Then Justin blew out the candles, the five candles, and Dad cut the cake and Mom served the people. They look so funny. Then it was time to open up the presents. But when Justin was about to open up a present, Dad said, "Wait, why?" "Because I have something to tell you." "What?" "I'm going to explain what a birthday is." "Ooh." "So open up your ears and listen carefully." "Okay, here it goes. It's the day that you came out of your mom's tummy." Really? Yes, and the day that you were born is the same day of your birthday. Because remember that I told you that birth means when you were born. Yes. Well, that's why we say that your birthday is May 15th, because you were born on May 15th. Ooh, Mom said, "Thank you, Ren, for remembering to tell Justin." Dad said, "You're welcome." Then Justin tried to open up his presents without someone talking. And not even one person talked while he was opening his presents. He got a ball. He got a game called Hungry Monkeys. A ball. I think that was like a version of Hungry Hippos. It was like my own version of Hungry Hippos. A box of toys, a new hat, a new coat, and new clothes. He said, "Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. This is the best party ever." Okay, I'm just gonna skip over. I'm pretty sure the story keeps going on even after the whole birthday situation. So I'm not gonna read all of it because what? Oh, why is he? Oh, here he's dreaming about Lucky Charms. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, the dad says if you go to bed right now, you can have Lucky Charms for breakfast. Okay. It goes on forever. Oh, yeah, it literally goes on forever. Here he's like, "You have baseball practice." Why does the why does the car look like this? Oh, yeah, and here the brother's helping him study. Here they're eating pizza. Oh, and all of a sudden he has a brother. Where was the brother throughout the. Okay. It literally just ends with, while Justin and Max was getting ready for bed, Mom and Dad cleared the table and went to give a kiss to Justin and Max, and they had a good night's sleep. And then it says the end. It's the fact that I had one idea and I framed a whole story about it, but I just kept going even after that happened. It was just a whole lot of nothing. Okay, let's move on. What should we do? Okay, I kind of want to do the Christmas adventure one because I remember there's a really funny drawing in this. Oh my gosh, I was alternating between red and green markers for like Christmas colors. This is like hurting my eyes. This is when I was a little bit older. I think maybe I was like 10 or something. Okay. Once upon a Christmas Eve lived a tiny family in a small neighborhood. The parents had children, which were twins. Their children's names were Jonathan and Julie. On this beautiful Christmas night, the tiny family were going to take the train to their grandparents' house. Before leaving, their mom said to them, "Jonathan and Julie, can you guys keep my phone until we are close to your grandparents' house? Because when we are close, we'll call them to tell them." Julie said to Jonathan, "How about you keep the phone in your pocket so that it stays safe?" Jonathan put the phone in his pocket. Then they drove to the train station and parked in the parking lot. They got out of the car. "There's the train," said Jonathan and Julie. When the doors opened, they got on the train. They sat down and the train started to move. "Bumpity bump bump bump," sang Jonathan and Julie. I remember writing this out and I was like, I want it to be sung like the Frosty the Snowman song. An hour later, it was time to get off the train. An hour? Okay, damn. How far are their grandparents? Jonathan and Julie's parents told them to get ready to get off the train. Their dad held. I wrote there instead of doing like THEIR. I did THE apostrophe RE. It's not even that I did the wrong there, it's the fact that I wrote a there that doesn't even exist. Their dad held their mom's hands, their mom held Julie's hand, and Julie held Jonathan's hand. The train stopped, the doors opened, and they started walking to the door. But at the same time, a whole crowd of people got off and on the train. Stay close, said their mother, while holding tight onto their hands. But by accident, Julie let go of her mother's hand. They got pushed away from their mom and dad. They tried to catch up, but they couldn't. Right when they were going to out, get out of the train to their mom and dad, the train door shut in front of their face. They got separated from their parents. That's terrible. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think the story is essentially they get lost and then Santa rescues them and brings them to their grandparents' house. So here they get off at the next stop, but they have no idea where they are. They're lost. They sit at the bench and they just wait there. Yeah, they do see Santa, it says. But then Jonathan and Julie fell asleep. 20 minutes later, Jonathan woke up by a sound. He opened his eyes and saw something weird floating in the sky. Was he dreaming? Oh my gosh, here it says that the parents call the police to go searching for the kids, but don't they literally have a phone? Weren't they given a phone on the train? I'm so confused. But it says back at their grandparents' house, Jonathan and Julie's parents had just called the police to go searching for their children, but the police did not find them. How long did the police search for? They searched for 2 seconds and couldn't find them? They didn't think of checking the train stops? I don't know why I'm analyzing this so deeply, but at the bench, Jonathan said, "Is that Santa?" Why am I just everywhere on these pages? I'm capitalizing Santa. Santa? As fast as he could, he woke up Julie. Julie, Julie, I think I see Santa in the sky. Wake up, wake up. What's wrong, Jonathan? Look, it's Santa. Where? There, shouted Jonathan, pointing at Santa. It's like in all caps. They both shouted, Santa, Santa, it's us, it's us. Jonathan and Julie from Remember Us? Santa heard them. He landed beside the bench that they had slept a little bit on. Jonathan said to him, "Oh boy, it really is you, Santa." "Well, of course it's me, Jonathan. It's Christmas Eve, don't you know? And shouldn't you two kids be at your grandparents' house for the night?" "Yes," said Julie, but not Jonathan. Instead, he said softly, "Wow, you really do know everything." Santa asked, "Everything, not everything. I don't know why you're here. Now, why are you here alone on a bench?" And then they're explaining what happened. So they tell him about how they got separated, and he said, "I'm actually proud of you guys because you got off the train and didn't go wandering off alone in town." So he's like, "You guys have been smart. I'm proud of you." And then he gives them a ride on the sleigh. He asks them if they want a ride, and I have like, yes, taking up half the page generally. Okay, so then he just gives them a ride to the grandparents' house. Sorry, I just found the photo I was remembering. So, so basically, they pull up to the. Why do I never give them eyebrows? Their eyes are literally just black dots, and they have no eyebrows. What's going on? That's Santa. Okay, so basically, he drops them off, and he comes to the door, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Santa. I saved your kids." Oh, and then Santa stays for dinner. He's like, they're like, "Why don't you stay for dinner?" He's like, "I can't, I'm off schedule." But then he stays and sits with them for dinner. How does this end? Oh, why did I scribble all this out? Okay, what happened there? And it literally just ends with the kids being tucked into bed. Okay. See, the thing with these is I get an idea, but then I just stretch it. I just make it go on for way too long. There's no need to be doing all that. Okay, what should I do next? I'm gonna do how far down it goes. So this idea I remember actually, I was going on a walk one day while it was raining and I looked at a puddle and I got an idea about what if there was a world underneath the puddle that was like an upside down world type thing. Again, I've already been recording for like a really long time. So I'm not gonna like go through all these and read the entire thing, but I'm just gonna go over the basics. So here it starts off. She's in her living room. Her friend's mom calls and she's like, "Do you want to come over and hang out with the friend?" She's like, "Yeah." So then she goes on a walk and her mom can't drive her. So she walks to the house. See, this is what I was talking about. It was my first time typing, so I didn't know how to change the fonts. So I was just like, it was in bold and I don't know how to switch it. Fiona passed by a lot of puddles, but then a few feet in front of her, she saw a really big one. She walked towards it slowly. A raindrop landed in the puddle. Now she started getting freaked out. When it went inside of the puddle, it seemed like there was a tunnel that sucked the raindrops into the puddle. This is weird, said Fiona to herself. She put her foot in the puddle and, surprised, she started falling. Ah, what's happening? Why am I falling for so long? Am I dreaming? Help, I'm scared. She kept falling for 5 minutes? Why was she falling for 5 minutes? How? So then she lands, and oh, so the ground to her is blue and white, and she's like upside down basically. And then she meets this boy who's like, you're from the right side up world. So she's just explaining how she got there accidentally. And she's asking him, like, how do I get back home? And he's talking about how there's some kind of portal to get back home. What the heck? Why is he so, like, NPC? Here he's like, you look about my age. You're about a decade old, aren't you? Who says that? Who asks if someone is a decade old at 10 years old? Anyways, so he's leading her to the portal. She says, your world is wonderful, except for the weird fact that you are walking in the sky. But I'm sure that feels totally normal to you. So here they stumble across like an old shed because they need to take a boat to go down a river to get back to the portal. And then she's like, I can't get in the canoe because I'm upside down and he's standing right side up. Because my idea of it was like, when you look into a puddle and you can see the perfect reflection of like what's above you. So that was the idea, is that when she's in the world, she's standing on the sky, essentially. He says if we hit the person with this rope, they will become upside down. Like, so he's literally about to whip with the ropes that she ends up like him. He says, don't worry, it doesn't hurt. William rolled up part of the rope around his hand. Then he took the other part of it and hit Fiona. It stung for half a second in the legs and then went away. Her arms were tickling and it felt like something was poking her face. Then soon she opened her eyes and found herself lying on the floor. Okay, so now they're both standing next to each other. Okay. And then they get in the boat and they're just talking. So they get off the boat and she's like, where's the portal? He says, somewhere in the forest over there. So they start walking towards it. Says the portal looked pretty powerful. It was an empty space in the forest. All the trees were in a circle around the magic portal. The portal was like a mini tornado. So then they're like struggling to walk towards it because it's like a mini tornado, right? And then he throws her into the portal and she goes back home. But what's weird is like, why did it take her 5 minutes to get to the upside down world, but then she's ending back in the real world in 5 seconds? Anyways, she pulls up to the house and she's like, hey Rebecca, said Fiona. Hi Fiona. You came a few minutes late. Is there a reason? Asked Rebecca. Because she looked and like not much time had passed by when she got back. Well, it's actually a long story. Yeah, okay. Well, that's that one. See, honestly, the idea was kind of interesting. Okay, I kind of want to do the cookie caper one. This one is really funny. Okay, so essentially, this one is that she's a witch who's always hoarding the cookies. It says, once there was a cookie witch. She loved cookies more than anything in the whole world, and every day she would go to the store and buy more cookies than she did the day before. So, what I meant by this is, let's say she goes to the store and buys one box of cookies. She'll go to the store and the next day buy two boxes, then three boxes, then four boxes. She's always buying more boxes than she got the last time. So then she keeps going to stores and they're out of cookies. Like they're completely out of cookies. And every time she's going from store to store, she gets on her broomstick and I say she zooms to the next place. And then here at the last store, she runs this family. She asks where are all the cookies. And then one of the parents said, you went to many stores, and the only store that has cookies left is a store in the North Pole at Santa's workshop. Because all of the other stores are out. So then she goes to the store to get a coat, boots, and mittens, and a scarf. And then she zooms to the airport. She robs somebody's wallet full of money to get some cash for the plane ride. Oh, she's like evil. Okay. So she gets on the plane and it says during the ride to pass time, the witch wrote on a paper all the kinds of cookies that she would eat. She wrote Oreos, chocolate chip, peanut butter. Then finally, 10 hours later, a 10-hour flight? Where was she flying from? She got out of the plane with her humongous winter suit. She couldn't see the workshop, so she started walking. After a while, the witch was tired of walking, so she flew on her broom. Then she pulls up to Santa's workshop. So then she goes into the store. This is supposed to be Santa's workshop. So then she walks in. She gets 200 boxes of cookies. She's a cookie hoarder. Girl really flew all the way. And then essentially she finds out that she's on the naughty list. I think the elf tells her that. So then she gets home, and being on the naughty list is like starting to bother her. So then she starts doing all these good deeds. She's like, maybe if I be nice to people and help them out, Santa will put me on the nice list. So then here it's like she's helping her neighbor with the lights. And then here she's like, I have so many cookies, why don't I give them to people? So she's getting out the cookies. And then it just ends with her ending up being on the nice list. She gets a note from Santa after Christmas Eve. It says, Dear Cookie Witch, thank you very much for the snack. I knew that you were trying to be nice and be on the nice list, so I decided to give you presents. Ho ho ho, your friend Santa. And then she gets a bunch of like cookie themed stuff for Christmas. So basically, the whole story is that she's a cookie hoarder and that she goes all the way to the North Pole to get more cookies, and she finds that she's on the naughty list, so she does good deeds and gets on the nice list. Okay, maybe I'll do like one more. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just do the chapter book. Oh my gosh. So this one, I'm pretty sure what happens is their favorite mall they always go to gets like supposedly broken into, but then they find out that there's like an old theater in the mall, and a lion escaped the zoo and ended up in that theater and had a bunch of like little lion babies. That's the whole story. The whole thing is like them trying to figure out what are their names. The names are Gina and Matthew, I think. Yeah. the the chapter names: The Escape, The Mysterious Situation, The Reason, Evidence, Twists and Turns, Connecting the Dots, Sad Moments, Not One but Six. I'm pretty sure I called it that because they don't find one lion, they find six of them because the lion had a bunch of babies. But yeah, that's the whole story. Anyways, that's gonna be about it for today. I just kind of wanted to go through these and read them because they're so funny to me, like the drawings, and I don't know, it's just really funny to me to look back on the stuff that I wrote when I was younger. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next week.